Hello everyone, this is just a quick preview video for a new product that I'm going to be launching as soon as possible. It is an ebook on spiritual awakening in the modern world. This is my own experience. I am not enlightened. I am not a child prodigy. I am not anything overly special. However, I have spent a bulk of my life in pursuit of spiritual awareness, of God realization, of self-realization, of actualization, of my full potential as a human being. So I think it would be important to share it. I could wait until, like the Buddha, I sit under the parijata tree and I just sit there and wait until I get enlightened. But you know what? I don't want to wait that long. And I don't know if I'm even going to achieve it in this lifetime. So if you're not going to share where you are at the time that you are willing to share it, then how are people going to find this? Nobody's going to become Jesus or become the Buddha so easily. I've never met a single human on earth who I feel is at that level of spiritual awareness. Now, there certainly are some very interesting people in the world, and my guru, my teacher, I think he was very evolved, but still, he was not walking around doing miracles like Jesus. I mean, let's get real with this. We are human. So I think it's still good to make an effort to achieve this state of consciousness, but take some of the pressure off it being such a huge undertaking. Anyways, so the book that I'm writing is mostly inspired by my reading of the book Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. It's an individual spiritual awakening book. It was an allegory or a reference to the Buddha from Buddhism. And the name of supposedly the real Buddha was Siddhartha Gautama. Now, in the book, they just call him Siddhartha, and they have another character called Gautama, who is the awakened one, who is the Buddha who taught the Buddha, even though the main character in the story, Siddhartha, ends up rejecting the teachings of Gautama, the awakened one, who is supposed to be the Buddha, and then becomes a Buddha himself. He awakens his own Buddha nature. Fascinating. I am not Buddhist, but I have studied quite a bit of it. I've studied many religions. I've studied Christianity. I was baptized as a Lutheran. I was initiated when I was 5 years old into Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of love and devotion towards God. And I also studied a lot at Agor Ashram in Sonoma, California, with a man named Hari, who leads that, who is a practitioner and excellent teacher of Agor Yoga, or also known as Karma Yoga, the yoga of selfless action, selfless service. And all yogas really kind of have a combination of all of them. There just tends to be a certain kind of specialty. It's a little different than the denominations of the Christian church, whereas the yogas have specific different practices where, other religious churches have their own way of disseminating and imparting information about the Lord. So, in the efforts of uniting universal religion, I don't actually claim anything I do to be a religion. I'll just be very clear about it. I am a practitioner of yoga, but yoga in the spiritual sense that is almost like a religion, a level of seriousness of devotion. Anyways, so I'm just going to tell the story. I'll give you a little hint. I'm going to sort of base it around what I would consider my 5 awakenings in this lifetime. And I'm sure there'll be many more. Like I said, I'm not enlightened yet. I still have a million faults. But I don't feel like it's a completely unattainable goal. And I think that we all have the potential to become this if we put in the right kind of effort. And it doesn't matter what church you go to. I think we really need to get past that as a human species and be tolerant towards everyone. Mine is not better than yours, and yours is not better than mine. Let's move past that, because many paths lead to God. Many paths lead to that universal intelligence, to that universal spirit. Many are the names of God, but God is one. That's a stylized version of a quote from the Upanishads, and also something that my teacher said a lot. The specific thing that he said was, many are the names, the truth is one, or truth is one, many are the names. Something along that lines. I'll make sure I get that right next time, but I think you get the gist. So with that kind of mindset, practicing these different yogas and doing researching many books and spending years and years on different practices, I really feel like, and even just having mundane accomplishments, like graduating high school, going to a yoga teacher training, being initiated by my guru when I was very young in Oakland, California. All of these things had an impact on me. And I think if you really think about it, it's possible to narrow down where are the moments of my life where I really felt like I had got it. Of course, that goes away and problems come up, and then you have to deal with that. Go through different negativities. Everyone's got this. Everyone has to deal with this. Nobody is perfect, as far as I know. There are people on this earth that I feel like are very accomplished. I wouldn't say that they are better than us. I just say that maybe they are more evolved and they understand the nature and the phenomena of this universe. They understand it better. They know how to control their emotions better. They know how to be loving, and they know how to be selfless. They're the absence of all these sinful propensities, of these negative qualities that we all carry with us. Some have just got rid of a lot of that, and you can tell that they aren't like the average person. And those are the people that you want to hang out with. Those are the people that you want to pay attention to. If you hang out with a bunch of fools, you most certainly will become a fool yourself. I don't think there's a lot of argument about this as far as, is that true? Is that correct? In my experience, when you hang out with people who are unsavory, you start becoming unsavory too. If you spend too much time with people who are down in the dredges of the world and can't control their emotions and treat each other foully and don't keep clean living spaces and situations, don't respect their neighbors, don't respect their coworkers, don't respect other people in society, on and on and on and on. There's so many things, and granted, the COVID pandemic has created a challenging situation, at least where a lot of people just aren't as nice to each other as they used to be. And, that's okay. I have moments where I'm not very nice either, and I'm okay with that. However, I think if we realize that those qualities are better, then we have a shot at becoming like these masters. So that's the purpose of this book, is to show you that awakenings do happen, even if they aren't the big bang of enlightenment where bang, it's done and I'm good and I don't need to do any work anymore. I just don't think that that's how it works. I think it's a lot of struggle, a lot of these small awakening experiences that culminate into something much bigger. So when you meet a person who's very accomplished, you think like, wow, they've just like got it all down, bing bang boom, but what you probably would discover with many of them, and I'm just going to guess that this is mostly true, is that the state that they are in is due to a long process of overcoming negative qualities and focusing on good qualities and learning how to treat people better and better as they go along, and learning to give something and learning to not be greedy and selfish, and being okay with that. So with that said, definitely the first awakening that I had was when I was 5 or 6 years old in Oakland, California, and I was initiated into Bhakti Yoga by my guru, my late guru, Sant Keshavadas. He was a man from India, from South India, Bangalore, and he was a great lover of God. He was a great ambassador of God. Only regret that I have is that I didn't really get to know him more as an adult. I was a small child, and he had died by the time I think I was 13 years old or so. There was just no chance. I wasn't mature enough. But the impact that he had on my life, and that he had on my mother's life and my stepfather's life and my stepbrothers, and just countless people. He helped countless